So welcome back to the very first vlog of 2018, and the reason why I was very sick after Christmas for like 3 weeks. I haven't been that sick in like 10 years. I was so angry. I never said about how angry I was. I was waking up on the 10th day and I was punching my pillow in the morning because I was coughing so much, and I just had enough of it. And all I wanted to do was get back to work with the show and with all of my life. And just get back to my life and get back to all the things I love. And then the weirdest thing happened. I had a bunch of backup episodes, which I always have, just in case I do get sick. I put them out, so it bought me a little bit of time. And then after Christmas, up till now, I have been in full production. I've gone into 2008 a lot harder than I have any other year of the show. I'm talking about behind the scenes. I have episodes coming out for the next month, nearly complete, already. Like, you know, my Sunday episodes. I'm just saying for Sunday episodes. All complete, and really things that I really like and really happy about. Here's the thing, I never rush out episodes. I never just like, oh yeah, I'll just do whatever. It's never about that. It's about saying something or doing something that I really like or really want to do. And all these episodes that I've been putting out on these Sundays coming up I'm really happy with. Some of them I finally tackled that I shot 7 months ago. Really, I know. Like, I don't know how some things get in the past. One thing I want to say that is helping is I have brought another person in to edit. Not all the episodes by any sense of the imagination, but maybe 1 or 2 a month to help me out. And that is Baruti. I don't know if you saw my Dragon Ball FighterZ episode. And in the past, some Street Fighter episodes I had Baruti on. And Baruti he's a great commentary guy in the Evo scene. He also has his own channel, the Baruti channel. He's an awesome guy, and he just lives up the road for me. He's a phenomenal editor. And he's like, you know what, John, I'll help you out on the show. And so that's been extraordinary. So here's the reason why I needed a bit of help on the show. I'm always like, I can never get caught up. And it's always like swimming in water in the same place, and I'm not going anywhere at times. And I find that very frustrating. Where by getting a little bit of help on the side, it allows me to stop and get creative. And that's what the show at the main core is supposed to be. And in the past, I was able to do Halloween episodes, and I've done movies and all sorts of things. And as I've gone along, it's gotten harder and harder to do creative projects like that. And those are the things I really enjoy doing, like little movies and stuff for the show and skits and all that stuff. I think I really enjoy doing that stuff. And that stuff takes a bit of work and a bit of time. I've been working so hard in my life and everything that I do that I can't even take a moment to think creatively anymore. And that's weird, because in my 30s, I don't know why the way things were. I wasn't married in my early 30s. I'm not saying, like, you know, me and Kim's marriage makes the show better. But I don't know what it was. I seem to have time to think about that sort of stuff, and I don't know what it was. I don't know why now. I think the show takes a lot more effort than it did in the past. The editing and everything. I don't think anybody realizes how far this show has come in even the last 5 years. Go back and look at an episode 5 years ago to now. It's like night and day. It really is not. I have a higher caliber of expectations for the episodes and for the editing and the music and levels and within the episodes and, you know, editing wise. So I can't wait to kind of get back to doing some creative work, and yeah, I have so much stuff I want to do this year. I don't know what it is. 2018, I started off being really sick, and then all of a sudden I got over that, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much energy I have for life. And so I've been dedicating all of my time to the show, and my god, I'm really happy. There's some really good episodes. I shot an episode with Kim last night, and here, I'll just say another thing. Kim it's not that she doesn't like coming on the show. She loves that aspect. But she gets really nervy. She's like, I hate talking in front of a camera. And we all know how that feels. It's really, and so I have a few things I do with Kim before we shoot an episode. we kind of go through everything that we're going to talk about ahead of time, which is, you know, I can fly by the seat of my pants and go through it, but I realize that other people can't. And it's good to kind of go through, hey, let's talk about this, and we'll talk about this and all this before we start doing it. And also, because I know before we sit down to do the, right here, Kim's standing right next to me. She's nervous before we sit down, so I alleviate that. This is what I do with Kim before we do the episode. We both grab each other by the arms and we jump up and down and laugh and shake each other and bug each other and like to say the craziest, weirdest things. And we just start laughing and we're in a giddy mood and we sit down and you're automatically in a super happy mood. No matter what you were feeling before. And it's almost like, let's have a good time. Isn't that funny? That's what we do. We did that last night and it works amazingly. Even for Baruti, he's going to bring his girlfriend on the show. And I told him that technique. He's like, John, he goes, I'm going to use that with my girlfriend. He goes, that's amazing. And I said, it works every single time and all that. So, yeah, a lot of fun episodes coming up. A lot of things creatively going on. Another thing I want to say, because I want to do a catch-up vlog here and really talk about some stuff. It's really difficult behind the scenes knowing what games to cover and what games feel genuine to me. I think, here's the thing. The hardest thing with the show is keeping like the realness of my love for for video games, right? So keep my realness and also doing things that are interesting for the show. There's a balance there. So, like, great example, I get offered, Nintendo writes to me, said, oh, do you want review copies of Dragon Quest Builders on the Switch? And I'm just like, well, we already talked about that. We've already covered that before. I'm like, do I really have anything more to say about it? And here's the behind-the-scenes stuff. I said, no. And even with Bayonetta 1 and 2, they said, oh, do you want early copies to review? And I'm like, I've talked about Bayonetta so much, 1 and 2. It's been done to death. I'm not saying anything bad about the games. I love the games. But I've covered them so much in the show. Just to do a Switch port, is that a good use of my time? And a good use of the audience's time. I'm gauging all these things. Is the audience going to like this? Am I going to like this? Is it a fun thing to do? Will it work well for the show? And so a lot of times behind the scenes, I'm saying yes and no to a lot of things. And I'm trying to negotiate around a lot of things. Like, even Monster Hunter Worlds came out. And that's a big game. I just couldn't do it. And I had to do it to be genuine to myself. Or I'd be just playing so many games that I wouldn't even know what I'm doing. I was playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. I dedicated a lot of time to that, and I love that game. I still am dedicating a lot of time to it. So, you know, that was one of my main focuses of the month, that game. And then Lost Sphere, I got to play a bit of that, and Shadow of the Colossus. Those were games that I could kind of take on and adequately give a perfect little bit to each one. But Monster Hunter Worlds would have set me over the top. And here's the thing. I'm also doing things for me behind the show that I think to myself, I'll get Monster Hunter Worlds like in about 6 months when it's cheap. And I'll jump on with a bunch of my friends and we'll just play for fun. For pure fun, not for reviewing. And that is the fine line that I have to find with myself. What is interesting to review? What is interesting for me to play? All of these things. I'm trying to keep genuine with the show, and it's not hard to do, but I have to be very mindful of it and not just review everything that comes out. If I reviewed everything that comes out, it would be totally insane. And I don't think I could do it justice. I wouldn't do it very well. So I'm very mindful of what I'm taking on to review and stuff like that. You know, I had a really good time with my friend Jay Hooft last night. We just jumped on the Sea of Thieves beta, and we played for 6 hours. And am I going to review the beta or anything? No. I did that for me. I did that for me, and I got to do that sometimes. I got to play a lot of these games for me. I do that all the time anyways, but I need a little bit of me time where it's not thinking intensely. Like, great example, seeing all the movies that I do. Every time I'm in a movie, I'm analyzing it. I can't just enjoy it for the pure pleasure of enjoying it. I can do that as well. I'm doing that, but I'm also thinking with my reviewer hat on. And last night I played Sea of Thieves with my John cap on, my old John. I'm sitting in my sweatpants on the couch. It's 11 at night and got my headset on with Jay. We're going around the ocean, sinking people. Oh my God, it was so much fun sinking other ships and all that. Anyways. See, I'm already kind of getting to the like, gushing mode and all that. But anyways, that's a little bit of what I want to say about behind the scenes and how I organize the show and all that. But lots of stuff coming this year. A lot more. I'm going to be capable of a lot more this year than I was in 2017. And that's saying something. And I can't believe in January how many goddamn games are coming out already. It's like, oh my God. Like, you know, and I'll say I'm lucky that I get a lot of review codes for this stuff. I mean, I don't know how anybody can afford all of this stuff nowadays. Like, even like back in my day, like when I was, you know, buying every single game that came out, I had to be really selective, and that you have to be because there's too much coming out. You have to, you know, say no to a lot of stuff. So, yeah, it's tough. Can you believe I'm gonna say it's tough being a video gamer? As stupid as that is, saying what games am I really gonna get? What is worth it to me? What is worth the price? And especially in Vancouver now, video games are really expensive. They're $79 to $90. And that's a lot of money for a video game. You know, even when I was buying games all the time, they were about $65. So it wasn't killer, man. But now it's become killer. So, anyways, I just wanted to come in and do a vlog and catch up and do all that good stuff. I thought, hey, I got a little bit of a moment this afternoon to do this, so I'm definitely here doing it. I want to say, you know, thank you to any new patrons that have signed up recently. I really want to thank you guys a lot. So, anyways, guys, until next time. Until next vlog, damn it. Until next vlog.